Well, it's good afternoon, Ghana, and you're welcome to the program. We're live from the Ikea studio this afternoon. We're getting into an area of some politics pertaining to political parties. But which political parties are we, throwing our lenses on? That has to do with the NDC. The NDC is preparing to go to the polls to elect its flag bearer. And a couple of names have come up. People have shown interest. Some have not officially, confirmed. Others have, one of whom is one of the persons as a country we have worked with in various capacities, and the person of Kojo Bonsu. He's my guest this afternoon. I will be having a one-on-one with him. Let's see what intentions he has for the political party NDC, why he wants to lead the party into election 2024, what are the issues that he deems it fit for the party to address getting into election 2024. I also have asked my questions as and when. My name is Annie Fompo. Thank you for joining us. Let's take a breather. When we come back, I'll tell you more about the man, Kojo Bonsu. Welcome back to the program. It's Good Afternoon, Ghana, and there's a one-on-one time with aspirants, and this time is with Kojo Bonsu. Good afternoon, and you're welcome to the program.
Good afternoon, Annie, and good afternoon to all viewers and listeners. Bye.
The man came into the studio with a certain attitude. I'm trying to control myself and comport myself, and I'll do that. I'll make sure I maintain that. But you're welcome once again. So
thank you, madam.
Before I actually ask you some questions, let me just take you through something that you may want to know about the man Kojo Bonsu. Maybe you've seen him around a couple of times. Yeah, he does a lot of things, moving about. You see him at programs, and normally if you see him, you find that he is the tallest among the people. Okay, so on the screen is Kojo Bonsu profile. Early life and education. It says in 1960 I was born in Kumasi or at Kumasi. My parents believed in building a child's strength of character, so in keeping with the tradition, at the age of 4 I was sent to live with relatives. Now, at school, I discovered that I had a talent as a leader and administrator. With the background of my peers, I accepted the role of the school team manager, an appointment that foreshadowed a future role. Football administrator. I was a former director of the Tamale-based club Real Tamale United and an executive member of the Asante Kotoko. Now, in 2003, I launched my bid to be the Ghana Football Association president, and I went against former president of the GFA Kutinyantichi, politician and executive member of the Accra Hearts of Oak, Vincent Odote Soa, a former vice chairman, Joseph Adekoka, a former executive council chairman, and then Y.A. Ibrahim and subsequently lost to Kwesi Nyantichi in elections in December 2005. As a football administration, in January 2010, I was appointed as board chairman of the National Sports Authority, then the council under the Ministry of Youth and Sports. Bonsu is known to have spearheaded the rebranding of the Sports Council until it subsequently became the Sports Authority. Amongst many other lessons, my years in soccer management taught me the importance of teamwork and encouraging young people to realize their good God-given potentials. Take note of teamwork. All right, let's go ahead. So, Managing Director of GOIL. In 2009, I was appointed as a board member of the Ghana Oil Company Limited, GOIL, and a year later, I was tasked with responsibility of leading the business as a Chief Executive Officer, that's a CEO. I also provided a dynamic leadership, and together with my team, we successfully rebranded the business and subsequently positioned GOIL as a market leader. Remember, it's a team, all right? Take note of the team player. As mayor, throughout my journey, I have been committed social democrat and loyal member of the National Democratic Congress, NDC. I have served the party diligently and efficiently at every opportunity. In 2013, I was appointed to play the role of mayor of Kumasi. Kumasi Metropolitan Assembly built and improved the state of many schools. The new KJT market was built, expanded water supply networks to many towns and villages, and under my leadership at KMA, the outstanding performance as mayor of KMA couldn't have been fruitful without the team I worked with. As mayor of Kumasi, throughout my journey, I have been a committed social democrat and a loyal member of the National Democratic Congress, NDC. I have served my party diligently. Okay, I think I'm repeating this one. So thank you. Political career. Ahead of 2020 elections, in September 2018, towards the National Democratic Congress presidential primaries, I declare my intention to contest as party's president flag bearership role. In December 2018, I announced my decision to withdraw from the contest and my supporters and my support to whoever would emerge winner at the end of the primaries. So I will, in the coming days, set out and share my ideas to how I believe the NDC can return to the reins of governance into 2024, and how together we can surge on to make our beloved Ghana a 21st century example of successful nation. Now, inspired by the values I was taught during my upbringing, I continue to maintain a good philanthropic record with many institutions and organizations across the country. So my vision is the next government under my leadership will focus on what I believe should be the starting point in our journey to becoming a 21st century dynamic nation, to improve our working attitude, increase productivity, happiness, and make our country a better place. It will be one of my topmost priorities to work with the youth to establish a sense of discipline, integrity, patriotism, and service to our nation. And an anti-corruption measure. The nation, as a nation with so much natural wealth, a new Ghana under my leadership will place prominence on putting in place anti-corruption measures to reduce the human interference where revenue collectors or where funds are dispersed. Okay, revenue collectors interface, okay, where revenue collected or where funds are dispersed. So closer cooperation with our neighbors is in the sub-region amidst rising security challenges will be the area of priority. Okay, I think I'll pause here. That's a lot for you, but that's also part of the vision, anti-corruption. Okay, let's come back to the man with us in the studio. You're welcome once again, and thank you for honoring our invitation.
Thank you, Annie, for having me on your set.
You know what I'm going to do? I'm starting from the last slide I read. So you're going to, that if you get the opportunity to be a leader, you would remove a lot of human interface activities as far as, financial transactions are concerned. That definitely would result in unemployment.
Thank you very much. I think this decision has been revised a bit. So if you go to my website, www.kojobonsu2024.com, this was picked from my 2018 plans, but it's been revised. It's been tweaked a bit.
Okay.
Yes, definitely when it comes to revenue collection, especially when it is to the market people, because a lot of people evade tax in this country. Even peanut sellers don't pay tax. The wachi seller don't pay tax. But all these people must pay tax because they're using the services of government. So that is why I said I'm going to bring in a proper electronic interface to be able to realize real time the amount of money that we collect from people. That is the main idea.
You actually think that what we are faced with as a country, what we have today, there's a digitalization agenda that Dr. Bawumia says he's embarking on. Some of the activities the NDC, your party said you even started, except that you didn't put a name on it. So I can challenge you by saying that we're already on our path of digitalizing a lot of the activities that we human interfaced anyway.
Yeah, we started it, NDC started it, but we're going to better it with a better plan and how to do it so that we would realize the actual revenue coming out of people. That is what we will do.
All right, so why do you want to lead NDC?
Thank you very much. I'm bringing in a new style, new representation, and a new management style. That is why I want to lead NDC.
I mean, every political party does that at every election before they go.
Yes, you can see that we have all the same old system. You know, recently you could see the party had gone through some digitalization by trying to get people on the ground to pay their dues on whatever they have on the dues and everything, more electronic. But there are a lot of add-ons that I want to bring onto for the party to use. Look, our offices in the constituencies, okay, should be looked at. Accountability in the constituency should be looked at. The people who form majority of the party, that is the branches, must be looked at, okay? And these are all new things that I really want, because our top to down approach is not helping us, but bottom to top approach would help the NDC. And those are the new representation that I want to bring to the party and make sure that the party would have this conversation of one succession plan, and also to make people feel that they're part of the NDC so that we can get more people to join the party.
Does it look like people don't feel that they are part of the party?
It's not that, no. What I see is that I want to get numbers for the party. Like you go to a school like Ghana International. When you go there and you talk to the people, the young kids, those 13 years and 14 years, that which party, MPP gets majority, okay? And I want us to make our party attractive enough for these young people to aspire to become members of the party. And these are something new that I want to bring on board.
While you were with an administration, I would say the Mahama administration actively, you could have chipped these ideas to the party, and you were in a leadership position, especially you were in Ashanti region as a mayor. That elsewhere, we would say the president of a metropolitan. So you had more power to be able to implement some of these things.
See, our system is not the federal system. Our system is more centralized in governance.
Right.
So you can chip in ideas, you can come up with things to be done, but you need to be the leader to drive what you want. Just like if I give you an idea, I'll be better managing the idea than giving it to you, Annie, to do. So that is all I'm saying.
So you held on to those ideas when you were in office?
No, I gave it out, but they won't take all. It's natural. Just like you working for Metro TV, you want to do certain things, you can try, but because you're not the leader, it's a bit difficult to be able to get all ideas that you want done. That is all I'm saying.
I don't know how major that was or how critical that was, because as a mayor, even though we don't practice a federal governance system, I'm sure you still had power to a certain extent to implement certain things you want, even in your small corner where you have been appointed to work, especially as a mayor of Kumasi.
I did exactly that in Kumasi. I mean, you saw the work that I did in Kumasi. I had to put my foot down on certain things, and I achieved it. In my small corner, you'll be able to do it. But when it comes to a nationwide thing and a general party thing, you have to be a leader to contribute. Yes, some of your contribution must be taken, but you need to be able to have control of leadership and to be able to show that you're a good leader. That's all.
So how will you rate the NDC's performance when you were in office before this current administration? How do you think you fared with the people?
Oh, far better. We have 100%. You see, we are a listening party. We solve problems. This government doesn't care. They don't care about all that is happening in this country. Look at the mess up. If they were listening to the public and the people of Ghana, and they were serving the people, they would have listened a lot, and they would have done plenty of things that the people would have been very happy about. No haircuts for pensioners, but there's haircuts for pensioners. And when Her Lordship Sophia Kufu talks about it, then she's being gagged. So all I'm trying to say is that NDC is more of a listening government than anybody. We look at the plight of the people, we serve the people, and we're definitely a social democratic party.
Then I want to believe that you appreciate the work done by the leader you were working with when you were in office.
Definitely, I'm part of it, so I definitely appreciate it.
But he has, well, not officially declared, but he has indicated that he wants to, not he has indicated, we have picked it up, that he wants to go again. So why will you not, since you like teamwork, I was reading from your statement.
Annie, please take your time. Let me tell you something. What is democracy about? Can I ask that question? What is democracy about? It is not a fight, it's an internal contest. And in our constitution, we've talked about every 4 years, we need to find leadership for every sector, the branches, the constituency, the regional, the national, and flag bearership, the leadership. So it is not that, don't make it seem and feel like you're contesting, it's a fight, or no. It's internal democracy. It is internal democracy. And that's what makes democracy interesting. And this is, if we do this, people would come in and say, oh, this party is so democratic. If I have something good for the people would come in and join the party. So it's purely democratic. It's nothing acrimonious, nothing, anything against anybody. It's purely a democratic issue.
You don't
and
have anything against anyone that is contesting, that showed up, whether whoever name that's come up.
We want. But one thing that you have to bear in mind that after the elections, after the internal elections, whoever wins, we all would go together as one and fight to get the MPP off power. That is all. There's nothing.
So it's not about a fight, it's a personal ambition.
Yeah, it's a personal ambition and democratic as well. Freedom, democracy, can be. So it is not anything acrimonious. No insults, no fight, but show and tell the people, the delegates, what you want to do for them. And if you sound good, you think what you're doing is doable and is viable, why not? They will vote for you. Recently, I'm sure you saw the election that went on for the chairmanship. Yeah. The person who spoke to the delegates won. That's all I'm saying. So in our party, it's a democracy that exists in our party. That is why all this.
The last elections, when you showed interest, I read that you said you withdrew from the contest. Why did you withdraw?
I did that because
Because we know that some of your supporters were disappointed, were at the party head office waiting for you, and then to their surprise they heard that you said you've withdrawn.
If you're a young man coming up, when you're doing things, you need to do a lot of consultations. And let me give it to ex-President Kufuor. He had a very long chat with me about why don't I give my brother the chance and let's watch him and support him. So when he spoke to me, I thought there was some gravitas in what that he told me. So I said, okay, I would withdraw and see. So definitely, I did.
Which brother are we talking about here?
If you say brother, internal, my party brother, His Excellency the former president.
John Mahama?
That's right.
Okay.
So I withdrew for him to sort of go. I didn't contest at that time. Even though democracy was there and everything was there, I decided to pull out and wait for a better time. And this is the better time.
Why do you think this is a better time?
One, I'm growing, and I don't want to be a president who's an old man. I want to be a president with a swag that youth would follow and everything. So that is also another part of it. I don't want an old president. Why? Annie, is it funny?
Apologies. So,
apologies, I like that.
You just brought ideas into my head, but let's focus. So, let's turn our attention to you. Okay, you say it's not personal, it's nothing personal, it's just your own personal ambition that you want to pursue. That's okay. The NDC has led Ghana. The NPP has led Ghana. I would say that both parties has great disappointments to the nation because as we go and as every political party takes over, Ghana doesn't grow, it retrogresses. After every elections, after every governance system, after every period, the nation retrogresses. Why is this so? And we keep losing.
I don't agree with you, Annie.
Okay, tell me why you disagree.
MPP has performed abysmal. They haven't done anything. They made so much talk so that when you're on the fringes or outside the government, you would think that, oh, NDC hasn't done any good. But look at what they've done. The Ethiopia attitude. They've messed the system up. Look at the economy.
But you know, you're saying this on hindsight. If the NDC had stayed in power and the MPP hadn't taken over, you wouldn't have known its performance, right?
No,
so it's easy for you to judge now.
We in the NDC knew that this is what they were going to do. We knew it. We said it. And they were talking about whatever, and one district, one that. There are some districts in this country you don't have water, or you don't have any river to do a dam. I mean, so these are things that I believe that it is all political gimmick, chats and noise that they didn't perform. You see, so you better watch it when people are criticizing somebody in government. You need to watch the kind of things we're doing. We're more social. We listen to the people. We solve problems. We don't do things with arrogance. When we say this, we mean it. That is the NDC for you. But this government, hey, they don't even care. Let me quote you recently. The president came to broadcast to the nation about this economic turn. He spoke to us and he said everybody is talking about the finance minister, that we should sack him or get him out of the ministry. He gave us the promise that in 3 weeks we're going to IMF to go and consult and do it, and after that, after the presentation, the man will come out. And as of today, he nearly even gave him a second job to go and take over the Ministry of Trade. Come on. It's difficult for us. And you see, if you're serving the people, you need to serve them very well. One thing that of late I've been talking about.
Were you serving the people of Kumasi when you were mayor?
Who was serving the people? I served the people of Kumasi.
What would you describe as service?
Service, cleanliness of the city, making sure that security, making sure that everybody gets the right thing, and also be firm on things. No parking, basa, nothing. You know, those are the things when I'm done. You serve, if you go into government, you serve the people.
So you were firm when you were there.
Yes,
how did the Kumasi Metropolitan grow during your period?
Oh,
in terms of economy, education, activities, everything.
Activities, see, Kumasi is the center of the nation. If you look at position-wise, it's almost the center. And a lot of people ply their businesses and trade in Kumasi. So as early as 3 a.m., the city is full. Population of Kumasi is about 2.4 million, but daytime it rises up to 3 million and over. Then people are doing business, people are transiting north and south, that sort of thing. So you have to make sure that the city is ready every morning for the numbers. So what I did was I cleaned the city in the night, make sure that the city was clean. I'm sure you could find out from Kumasi, when I was the mayor, the city was perfectly clean in the night. And I created jobs for people who work in the night. But before I went there, and I did my research and realized that if we don't clean in the night, when people are asleep, it will be difficult, because say Jack 4 a.m., 3 a.m., the city is full again. So the filth would be compounded in the gutters and everything. So you have to desilt. So all that I did was in the night around 8 o'clock, I started cleaning. So by 2 a.m., cleaning is finished. So you come to a city that is clean in the morning, and that is what the public is wanting. So this is where you serve the people, because they want to see service.
So you're always desilting?
Not desilting, not always desilting, but it's one of the things that people want to see, cleanliness.
Yes, but you see, the point I'm trying to make is not just basing my point on desilting, but you have to establish a system where even when you are gone, whichever leader takes over is able to also build on it. If it's about the silting, and the leader comes and he doesn't do the silting, of course, we still have open drainage. And today when you go to Kumasi, it is dirty again. I mean, I don't know if whoever took over from you was able to build on your record.
You see, Annie, there are things you haven't done your research on me and in Kumasi very well, because what happened was that when I was in Kumasi, I made sure the city is clean and made sure that the system that I put in place, any mayor would follow it, and you're home and dry.
What was it? I read rightly on your record in Kumasi, and I'm not underestimating what you did in Kumasi. Yeah. I'm just saying that if you go
it was
today,
a system
it
that
was a system,
yes,
yes. But how effective was this system?
No, it is people who come over. If I go to a place, I would definitely want to read the memoirs and the report that the former person left, so that if I have to tweak it and make it better, I'll do it. But I did that. Cleaning of the city in the night was very important. And making sure that staff are on time to work, making sure that people represent the people. If it's, let's say, what you call the boiler facilities, the cleanliness of the whole refuse dump, you make sure that everything is in order. And those are the things that I did. So any new person coming, you follow the work that I did. But they think they don't want to follow. If they had followed, this city will be good. I'm sure if you go to Kumasi now, which I'm very proud of, everybody talks about, oh, Kojo Bonsu, you know.
Is it because it's you?
Not because of me, because I was giving them the service. I was serving the people. I'm sure, find out, do your research. Everybody, especially the market women. Recently I went to Kumasi and they followed me everywhere I was going.
You have been the favorite measure.
Luckily, because of the good work that I did. I made sure that I served the people very well. The services was accurate. You cannot say 100%, but at least they want to see something good. And I did that. So I'm very proud of it.
Okay, I know that my producers have some videos. I don't know if it's ready. Oh, no, not this. I'll ask this question later, but the mayor, the mayor's work in Kumasi, I think we gathered some of the videos, you know, some of the times when he was out working. So if it's ready, you can give it to me. If it's not, I can just go on as and when it's ready. Okay, as and when it's ready, let me just have it. When you were mayor in Kumasi, or maybe as Kojo Bonsu, let me put it this way, Kojo Bonsu as a person, what is the biggest misconception about you think people know or people think that you don't agree to?
People who haven't dealt with me, example like you haven't dealt with me. Those who haven't dealt with me, because I'm firm, people,
example me?
Yeah, you haven't dealt with me because you haven't sort of associated with me or do business or worked with me. You would think that this man is too arrogant or too firm.
But I don't think so.
You think I'm firm?
Yes.
Hmm?
But I don't think you're arrogant.
No. Do you think I'm firm?
Because you're using me as an example. I want to tell you what I think of you.
Okay, let's go with it. Firmness in Ghana, when you do your work and you're firm, prim pro, they don't like it.
I actually like firm people.
Yeah.
So you're actually wrong. On the other side, I like firm people.
Good. That is you. But a lot of people think, like, let's say you go build your house. Is it in a riverway or on a riverway? You build your house. So when the rainy season starts, then the course of the river starts again. And it creates a whole lot of problems. The mayor is in trouble. So when I see these things, I'll demolish. Okay? And when I demolish, some people will bring money in Ghana, must go plenty money. You reject it, and they'll tell you that, you think I want the people, the majority of the people to suffer because of your
Ghana
blockage? No, not even that. Blockage of the course of the river? I'll demolish the house and make sure that the nature have its own course. But if you don't do that, it becomes a problem. You remember the floods in Accra? a month before, they are talking about the silting, cleaning the city, but we got a very big water rainfall, and Circle had that fire. It created a lot of problems.
And it still does today.
Yeah. But when I was a mayor, I know that rains will start. As last night, it rained heavily in Accra. But when in April, ending of February, March, I'll start doing all my desilting, clear, make sure that the waterways are moving well, all the garbage is well cleaned, you know. So when you do that, it doesn't bring you problems when the rain starts. That's because you're conscious, you're aware of all that's going on. But hey, people don't like that. And as a mayor, you run the city. If there's anything wrong, you are responsible. So taking responsibility means that you have to be firm with decisions and the things that you do. And that is Kojo Bonsu for you.
Let me situate that in the national picture. You know, when you come to Accra, especially with the floods, you've had the geographical explanation to why Accra will continue to be in floods. Where, I mean, with your expertise as a mayor, I'm sure that you will know how to establish some of these local policies to develop a particular area. So when you come to Accra, because of the location of Accra, because of how maybe some constructions have been done when they were not supposed to, you will see how they will bring you designs of decades that we're supposed to do as Accra and weren't able to do. And so the floods will continue. Have you ever thought of that this your ambitions that you've been nursing, should you, or nurturing, should you become president, will it be something easy for you to be able to do?
Why not? It's all leadership. And the way your people who you've selected to do the work is all about, to do. You see, you won't sit down for more people to die because of few people. No. In running a municipality or running cities, you need to make sure that most of the people are served in a right way. So it's very simple. Go back to the laws. Go back to the riverways, the waterways. Make sure that it's clean, it has a proper course. It won't, if it's flooded, it will take people away. Even if one soul dies or one soul is missing, it costs the country a lot. It could have been your president. It could have been your engineer. It could be your doctor. So serving the people in a municipality, you need to learn a lot. I mean, something that I'm also not happy about recently, we still can't find Christian Achu. And government is doing nothing about it, and I'm not very pleased. I'm sure if you check my Twitter, I've tweeted about that.
I asked before, I asked a military person, because they are, you know, in the military area or the security area, they can understand what's going on. And I asked the question of why can't we send also a support team, maybe search dogs as other countries have done, military teams who also go and assist. For nothing at all, we have our own son there. The answer I got was, Annie, Ghana doesn't have the capacity.
We don't. Remember the Malcolm building that collapsed in Achimota?
Right.
We had to bring dogs from Israel. I remember we were on a tour in the northern region. We had to return because of that. So I had to bring in dogs from Israel and that sort of thing. But you see, these things are all supposed to be learning curve.
So that Malcolm collapse, we brought dogs from Israel.
Yeah. You see, so we need to buy the dogs, train them, and get it. You see, when something happens, you take an advantage of what happens and learn. It should be a learning curve. I don't know whether we've learned, whether we've done. And these are some of the things that I'm going to say that it's a new style I'm bringing, new representation. So if these people brought dogs to do it, our experts should learn to go and have those kind of dogs. Sniffer dogs to sniff that there's a human being hidden here or there's something.
I mean, I've been watching the report and it's interesting how the dogs are really contributing 90% to the
But I'm surprised we can't find Achu. What is the foreign minister doing? You see, he's a human being. The guy has served Ghana in the capacity as a footballer. Even if he hasn't served, he's a Ghanaian. If something happens here today, the British government, if you're a British, you know, and something happens, they'll come and look for you. Right. But we are not doing that. We just have to go find the truth and let us know what is happening.
Is it not enough to have our ambassador there tell us what is happening?
So ambassador works under the foreign minister. So the ambassador is not there. I think she should be called, or the foreign minister should be called to Parliament to go and answer these questions. Right. Because we're just like We don't know anything that is going on. And the boy's family, I heard, have traveled there. What can they do? You have to liaise with the Turkish government and know minute by minute all that is going on. That is how we serve the people. And these are some of the new things that I want to bring on board so that the people, the Ghanaian, will feel very Ghanaian.
As a matter of fact, these are very basics, but we don't have it.
We don't have it. Basics, we don't have it. You know, we go and buy ambulance equipment, we come and sit at the port for years and the equipment messes up, the government owes about 19 million euros. I mean, what kind of country is this?
Under your administration.
It will change. Very firmly to change. We wouldn't import toothpick while we have chiapia in this country. The chiapia can be made into toothpick. So when you even pick your tooth, you can chew it as well.
What is chiapia?
Chiapia is the chewing stick we chew.
Okay.
You see, you've never used chiapia before?
Used it before.
Oh, but how don't you know today? I know what chiapia is all about. And it's more Ghanaian. You see, excuse me. So I am saying that we are wasting money. And all the wastage, if we change it, this country will become a better place for all of us.
But it's easier said than done.
It is not easier said than done. It's leadership. It is about leadership and the way you want your things done. In Kumasi, because you talked about Kumasi, and let me give you an example. We said we wanted to build the KJTR market. Years back, when you go to KJTR, the stench, the filth, there, when you go home, you have to wash your legs and everything. So we decided that we're building the market. People didn't want to agree. I went to court 32 times. One of the times, I was almost jailed for contempt because the people they didn't agree. So the reason why the market people like me and love me now is when we said that the project was to be done, it was done and it's been completed and they are using it. You see? And I had to put my foot down on certain. One of the Sundays they got up, the whole Kumasi was covered. The whole KJTR was covered and the construction was starting. They took me to court with a whole lot of things. So that is leadership. Firm. And make sure that your firmness will bring good things to the public or to the citizen. That is all. And we joke with things. Go to Kolebu, you will weep. Go to Kolebu. Somebody is dying. They bring him there. No, I'm first coming here, you know. Then the person is dying.
Yeah.
Confred Dr. Bra says, oh, we don't have bed, we don't have this. Come on. So why are they there? You see, this country needs to change for the better. We need to bring new things and make sure that it works and people are responsible. Responsible for the work that you do. So if you go to my website and in my manifesto, you realize that I'm saying that we need to do a 2-year national service with the military. Okay? It won't change everything overnight, but if we're able to follow it consistently, it will bring some kind of psychic of discipline to the people.
You've not been president before, but you've been closer to government and you've actually led like a president before. Why is that idea very difficult for a nation like Ghana to do?
Which idea?
The idea you just, put up.
It's not difficult. It's done in Israel.
Have children or students, graduates, do national service with security, installations.
Yes. So what I'm trying to say is it's done in Germany, in Switzerland, and in Israel. And that will bring this discipline into the system. I've done all the costings. Every year, we churn out 150,000 students as national. So you just give them to them because we are buying military vehicles, combat vehicles. Who are we fighting? Well, we still buy them. So let the military have something to do by doing national service. We will pay them. I've done the costings of how it could cost us, the kind of equipment we need to train them. I've done all the costings. So it will help us. You go to the ministry, you're looking for a letter. You say, oh, Masa, and then the chief director will mind the letter and it will sanka. But if you put money under the envelope and give it in, the messenger, the worker there would make sure that you get the letter. Is it fair? So that means if you don't have money in your pocket,
you can have things.
Is this a country that we are looking at? Come on. Come on.
All right. I'll take you into the MPP issue after break. I mean,
Which MPP
this
issue?
government after break.
They are failures, so don't bring their issue.
I'll bring it up. But you have said that your party should handle all contestants equally on an equal platform. They should be fair to you. This is Global Info Analytics, I'm sure, is a research they conducted, I think, somewhere early this month. The results came out either early this month or late last month. And this is how the NDC Fed, can I have it on the screen? Okay, so this is what, this part of the research conducted on your party, and it was conducted on both MPP and NDC. But this is how the NDC looked like, with the names that have come up as showing interest in contesting. That's how Mahama was, this is where Dr. Dufour was, and this is where Kojo Bonsu also was.
That's their research. I want to challenge you. Go to Google now and check Google Analytics about Kojo Bonsu performance. You will see. These are somebody's work, yes. I don't begrudge them, I don't say anything against them, but look, I'm focused. So they can do our research, but it's the D-Day that matters.
The D-Day that matters?
Yeah.
You're going to pick your form?
Definitely.
You're showing us you're picking your form?
I'm picking a form.
Assure us that you're picking the form.
I'm assuring you.
Let's take a breather. We'll be back shortly to continue with Kojo Bonsu. You're welcome back. We are on Good Afternoon Ghana, and we're with Kojo Bonsu, who is showing interest of running as flag bearer for the NDC. We've gone through a bit of some few issues that's come up. Now, let's get into when you were MD for Ghana Oil Company Grow, and maybe subsequently CEO, right? Is there any, in your capacity, in that capacity, is there any reason why you can tell me that Ghana is struggling to refine its own oil?
Thank you very much for such an interesting question. You see, our own refinery was built about 45 years ago. The kind of oil it can refine is not the kind of oil we are getting here. So I believe that if we want to refine our own oil, it will cost us a bum to rehabilitate the refinery. Now, people look at the cost. There was a company that came into this country, it's called Techno. It's a French company who wanted to do it, but it was going to cost us too much money. So it's just being that our equipment are obsolete and we cannot refine the kind of oil we are sort of getting out in Ghana.
Is that the major problem?
It's a major problem, yeah, and the equipment are old and we don't have any modern equipment to do that kind of, it's a different system altogether.
So at what point was Iwadako working such that he was able to, we put it, turn around the fortunes of Tor?
Yes, I mean, if you turn around the fortunes, the kind of crude...
Because it's still the same machines, no?
No, it's the kind of crude they were bringing in. They were bringing crude that was able to be refined by the company, and it is the way he did his work. It can be done. And even if we have the money to rehabilitate, we could have done it. We're still a loan. We've taken loans that is not helping this country, that has brought us to this economic situation that we are in now. So if we had done it, it would have helped us.
So Iwadako during his tenure was just bringing in oil that
crude,
the machines, that the equipment had the capacity to refine.
Yes, and also the manpower there is just the old way, one way. They don't want to come up with new things. They're very difficult, but Ewa handled them very well. So that's why some good work was able to be, they were able to do it.
I see. That is something I've never, had the opportunity to hear about.
There's too much complication there.
Right.
So you need to listen to them. You need to make sure that you're coming up with new things that they would follow. If they don't follow those things, forget it. And I think Mr. Wadakun did well by listening to them and trying to change things gradually, so he achieved what he wanted to do. It's all part of management and leadership as well.
Give me your opinion about this current gold for oil deal that Ghana.
You see, let me tell you, gold for oil. Are you taking gold to collect oil? That is the simple.
Technically.
Yeah, technically. But I believe that it's still money. If an ounce of gold is, let's say, $100 today, and you take 200 ounces, you multiply it by $10, you get the same amount of money. Are you saying that they need to explain further? It's something new they've brought. So for me to understand it, they should be able to open up and let us know. Are we not going to do LCs for the oil? Are we not going to sort of find out which plus or plus is a term in oil industry, plus, and what are we going to do? Are we going to use the same thing? So I see it as that the same money that is going for oil. So is it faster? Is it easier?
They say it's cheaper.
How is it cheaper? I mean, what's the weight? If today the crude is, let's say, $120 plus, it's the same you're going to buy, or you're going to get less the price. No, it's an international rate. If they say it's cheaper, they should explain to the public why it will be cheaper. And with gold, they have to check and test the assay, make sure that it's the correct weight. And, So it's the same thing by taking money and doing your LC for them to buy. I want to really understand it. I don't want to throw it out entirely, but I want to really understand the gold oil thing. I really need to understand.
Even you have limited information on it.
Yes, I don't. So they should sort of educate us more, communicate, let us understand why they say it's going to be cheaper. I don't see the difference, because if I'm buying oil for $116 a barrel, I'll use the same worth of gold to buy. So where's the cheapness? Or how is it cheaper? So I really want to understand it. It's something, is it not the same thing that we say, one district, one dam, one farm, one neighbor? It's the same adada and stories, Let's do things right in this country.
So this one says, good afternoon, Annie. Mr. Kojo Bonsu said something that I find it conflicting. He said the NDC is a listening party. When he was mayor, he brought ideas to the leadership of the party, and they couldn't listen to what he brought on board and use them. So where is the listening party? Which listening party is he talking about? I actually read the story when you said that the NDC was a listening party.
He got it all wrong. I'm talking about being able to put things down as a leader. But if you are not there, you can say it. Okay, if I say listening party, we listen to the public, we listen to the Ghanaian, what they want. Just like Akufo-Addo telling us in the national broadcast saying that in 3 weeks, he didn't do it. That is what I mean by a listening party. We would have done that. And also, I'm trying to say that if you're a leader, okay, and you're not in the driving seat, there are certain things you can propose, but it wouldn't, even it will be done, it won't be done as you want. That's all I'm saying.
Okay.
So he got it wrong.
Good afternoon, Annie. The man Kojo Bonsu should do a clean campaign, he say, and gain the respect of rank and file of the party, whether he wins or loses. No matter the outcome of the NDC will win the 2024 elections, inshallah. From Alhaji Haruna. He says, good afternoon, Metro TV. I really like the conversation and the presentation by Kojo Bonsu. The outfit has just qualified him for the title President. Bukas from Tamale sent that in. Of course, you're biased because you're sending it from Tamale. That's your camera. Tell the NDC who are going to vote for you. What's your message, briefly?
Thank you very much. I'm telling the NDC people that I am not going to do the maths and English politics. The delegates understand the maths and English. We won't.
My viewers don't understand.
But I'm talking to delegates.
Yes, but let viewers understand.
So it's like when NDC is in power, any position you go for, they'll ask you, where is your paper, your certificate? And we have a lot of good people down there. I just came from Bomprugu Yoyo 2 days ago. I was in what you call Zabizugu Tatale. I was in certain areas like Nalerugu, Tolong, and you get some good people down there.
Who don't have the maths and English papers?
Yes, but they can perform.
Right.
They can perform.
Right.
So these are some of the things I would consider.
Okay.
And also, Akufo-Addo has brought in 1,700 and over presidential staffers. So I'm going to choose 2 people from each constituency to come to work with me as a presidential staffer in the Flagbearer House if I win. I'm also going to create millionaires in every constituency. 2 millionaires going to create. And also, all the orphan constituencies, we're going to build offices for the people. And these are some of the things that
Are you a millionaire?
I'm not a millionaire.
So how do you create a millionaire when you're not one yourself?
You can create, because you know how to create it. I know how to do it. I've been a businessman. I know how to do it.
Kojo Bonsu has been my guest this afternoon on Good Afternoon Ghana, and we're going to follow through. I'm sure we'll have you again when your active campaign kick-starts, because we'll be on the ground with you. Thank you.
And it's been a nice afternoon. Thank you for having me.
It's been an interesting afternoon with you as well. And then you too, to the viewer, thank you for watching. We're back on Friday, but this interview will be repeated tomorrow on Metro TV, so you have the chance to also view it for yourself. Thanks for watching and enjoy the rest of the day. Entertainment Review is next.